out there, and that's what's going to be moving into the state here through the afternoon. You see it right there. This is a 6-hour loop, and the storm is really starting to intensify right now. A really cool view of it on the visible satellite. There was almost an eye-like feature for a little while this morning, and that is all lifting north. Right now, the center of low pressure is to the south of Cape Cod. That's going to be working into the Gulf of Maine and putting us squarely in the heavy precipitation for much of the afternoon. You can see that transition from heavy rain to heavy wet snow happening right now in much of southern New England, and now starting to happen in Maine as well. You can see the radar here in the last hour or so showing in the Portland area that transition happening. In Lewiston, it's now snowing. In much of York County, it's snowing. Now, it is still rain in much of the mid-coast and down east Maine. And these places will see rain for much of the afternoon. The rain snow line really is going to set up somewhere in this area here, basically from Portland west and north, from about Wiscasset west and north, and maybe Belfast north. The down east coastline is going to see mostly rain for the afternoon, and it will be heavy rain at that. Look at the temperatures. Even with a transition to snow, we are still a little bit above the freezing mark, so it will be a heavy, wet snow, and that's one of the concerns here this afternoon. That will start to coat the tree limbs and power lines, and power outages are going to be a problem tonight. So here's the map at 2 o'clock. A lot of us dealing with snow. Snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour, possible in parts of western Maine at that point, and that continues into this evening too. Look at this at 4 o'clock. Many of us seeing snow, perhaps right along the immediate coastline in southern Maine. It's still mixing at times, but I really think that at 4 o'clock, for many of us, it's getting quite nasty with heavy snow, temperatures in the lower 30s. So even if it's not exactly below freezing, the roads will still be very slippery during that time, and likely still rain for the down east coast. You see Bar Harbor and Rockland at 4 o'clock, likely dealing with rain, and that will be the situation into the evening hours there. Still at 6 o'clock, heavy snow for many of us, and that continues into tonight. The map at 8 o'clock, same idea. So it is going to become quite difficult for travel during the late afternoon and early evening. Here's 10 o'clock, and at that point, that rain snow line may start to move down toward down east a little bit. It may be a photo finish, so to speak, with maybe a little bit of snow mixing in at the tail end of this thing down east. Now, after midnight, the precip will start to lighten up a little bit, so I think the bulk of the accumulation in the Portland area, in Lewiston, and in Augusta is over just after midnight, but we'll keep getting accumulation in Bangor, and then your chance for accumulation in down east actually comes early tomorrow morning. But after that, it's really just some snow showers and flurries across the north. The rest of us will see clearing into tomorrow afternoon. No changes with the snowfall map. If anything, our confidence is going up that this is going to be a sizable snowfall, 10 to 15 inches inland from interior York County straight up through the Lakes region, west and north of Lewiston, Auburn, including Rumford and Farmington. 5 to 10 inches of snow for the coast of York County, coastal Cumberland County, into Brunswick, Lewiston, and Augusta as well. Likely 2 to 5 inches around Wiscasset, but I mean, this is going to be a razor thin difference. There may be as little as 2 right on the peninsulas, but perhaps more than 5 once you get around Wiscasset, and there will be a quick buildup inland where we've already seen that changeover to snow happen in many places. Here's the eastern and northern Maine map. You can see not much down east where we stay largely rain, but there is a quick buildup. 2 to 5 inches for Belfast, 2 to 5 inches for Ellsworth, and then 5 to 10 inches for the greater Bangor area, with more than 10 inches and perhaps up to 15 to the north of Bangor. Now, it wouldn't shock me if a couple of places in that 10 to 15 inch zone get even more than that. 18, 20 inches certainly on the table here. And unfortunately, all things considered, power outages are going to be on the table tonight. That heavy wet snow weighing down the trees and wires. Any place that gets more than about 6 inches of snow should be on guard for a power outage. Here's a look at the wind. Right now, starting to get some gusts up to 30 miles per hour in Rockland. And as we go through tonight, potential is there for gusts in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. And with that heavy wet snow on the trees and power lines, therein lies a concern for some outages. So the 7-day forecast shows beyond this, tomorrow the weather does improve. We have clearing in southern and western Maine. Snow will continue, especially during the first half of the day in northern and eastern Maine. And after this, actually a fairly chilly start to the week compared to where we've been recently. High temperatures in the 30s, lows in the teens early next week. And with that, the snow won't be going too far, at least here in the short term. That's the update for now on our website. Updates will continue through the afternoon. Now we're going to